rate Dark's ZVP quite highly, but it's a very different kind of ZVP. I do rate it highly though, from the side of Dark, but he's a lot more aggressive. like he all-ins like 60% of the time in ZVP, maybe 70%, but he's also really good at it as well. Like this. Aye. Regardless, here we go. We're getting to our next series. We're getting into our round of 16 match, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, from the land of Sweden, living in the land of South Korea for Root Gaming. It is SortOf. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this is going to be a close one. I do favor Creator coming into this, but I'll be honest, I haven't casted SortOf in a long time. It's been months since we have covered SortOf on the channel, so I'm ready, I'm excited, I'm curious to see what his answer is going to be here to the problem that is Protoss. Let's go. Likewise, it would be nice if we had, you know, a little bit of Zerg representation coming into the quarterfinals. It would be nice. So he's the last one. The last Zerg player in the tournament. Let's go. That's also why we're here as well. I did want to chronicle that while we could, before jumping into the other matches. For now though, Hatch Gas full, standard opener out of SortOf. Likewise, Creator going for the gate, expand into Cybercore. So far, so good. So far, so good. From here, getting into our tech of choice. Most likely Stargate opener. Now, Creator, he does like to mix it up from time to time. We have seen him go for a Twilight Council and Glaive Adept play. Does enjoy mixing it in if he sees an opportunity. So we'll keep an eye on Creator and see what he goes for. So now Creator out that first Adept. Likewise, SortOf joining up back at home, pulls out a gas, and there it is. There is that Twilight Council. One of the reasons why I brought it up is the pylon placement. Usually, if it's a Stargate opener, the pylon is placed on the right-hand side to reduce the time it takes for the Oracle to get across the map. To throw it down on the left is more hidden. So a more hidden pylon here for that hidden tech. It is that Twilight Council opener, as we did mention. And from here, this can be a couple of different things. This could be Glaive Adepts, true. Could be 4-gate Glaives. This could be a DT-based opener instead. Those are the two main builds. There are some niche builds where you can go for like a charge all in, or you can go for like an Archon based opener. But we'll keep an eye on Creator as he does not pull out a gas. This leans more towards a Dark Shrine, as he has yet to pull out. Overlord does not go in for the scout, not yet. As we do shut down the tumor, and there is that Dark Shrine. As we mentioned, because it didn't pull out a gas, with the excess gas that we have, we can afford the Dark Shrine and Dark Templar as well. So DT based opener. Now this is not an all-in from SortOf. Bear this in mind. This is not an all-in from Creator, I meant to say, but this is aggressive nonetheless, and SortOf needs to prepare back at home. Needs to be safe against what is coming his way. Unfortunately, his scout is denied by the Stalker, so he doesn't know exactly what is happening. SortOf is in the dark. Going for the safety Roach Warren. That is a 354-ish Roach Warren timing, so very safe timing here from SortOf. Likewise, also important that he's making SimCity here, so he can wall off if need be. So far, so good. Spore in the main. We should soon be seeing a Spore here at the natural. If not, that's where I start to get concerned. Adepts move out. Prism as well. There we go. Spores now being thrown down as we speak. They're going to finish up just in time. And these Adepts, they're designed to make it look like Glaives. They're designed to make it look like, oh, it's a Glaive Adept opener. I should skip my Spores. As we know, here come the Dark Templar. DTs are warping in. And SortOf, he is ready in time. He has a Spore. Yeah, the Spore is ready. He should notice the Shimmer as well. Yep, now he knows. It's aware. Now taking his gases, going for a massive link counterattack. Oh. And so far doesn't catch the Adepts. Creator, he gets home in time. Does get home in time. Defends his third base. Will get it fully saturated. And what's powerful here against a DT, or about a DT opener, is you can turn it into an Archon drop thereafter. If your DTs don't get any damage, if you can save them, you can morph in Archons and then move out across the map. And you can hunt down Overlords, dance with Queens, deny creep, threaten mineral lines. Can be a very diverse or versatile style from Creator. So he does drop in. Meanwhile, SortOf is ready for this. Roaches are in position. So far, SortOf is keeping up. So far, so good. Behind this, getting up to 2.5 base saturation. Taking extra gases. Lair is on the way. First Overlord goes down. Nice pick off here by Creator. Takes down the Overlord. Takes down a Creep Tumor. Lings, they attempt to run by, but Creator is in position. And Creator defends. So far, Creator is all over this. Going for another Overlord. He gets 2. He wants 3. Oh. What's a third Overlord? Barely not. Attempts to drop into the main. Is deflected. SortOf goes back in. Creator once again is ready for this. And SortOf is denied. And as we settle in towards the mid-game, a big shout out to Rodin in the chat. Thank you so much, Rodin18, resubscribing for 16 months. Thank you. Thank you so much, Papi. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy the casting. Thank you. As always, as always. Do appreciate it. As we are still in the early rounds of the PiG Sty Festival qualifier. Still the early rounds. Oh, 2 minutes full. And here comes the push. We can see SortOf trying to catch reinforcements. Forces Creator back up. Nice movement with the Lings. SortOf buying time. Up. Collapsing on the Stalker. They didn't quite get it. SortOf pulls away. And throughout all this is building up his Roaches. Now SortOf, he is on a 3-base setup here. His economy is okay. But he has not really fully saturated his third base or saturated his fourth. His fourth is late, I will say that. And he is heavily invested into these Roaches. It looks like SortOf might be just going for his own push, for his own aggression. Ooh, as we get a hallucination in the main, we do confirm the infestation pit. This tells us that SortOf, he plans to take up even further in towards a hive, which means he might be planning on droning. I'm getting some mixed signals here. Now SortOf pushing. Runs into the main army. SortOf rotating over. He's still not droning up. Down to 58 workers. I mean, SortOf is pretty all in here. It's pretty all in. Roaches, they split up. They're coming in from behind. Black Westings, they try to split up into the mineral line. Creator so far holding on. The Colossus has arrived. Oh, does catch the Immortal, not bad. Immortal goes down and Roaches, they flood into the natural. And SortOf catching Creator off guard. Getting him out of position. Probes are going to be falling. SortOf, he busts in. Oh, gets an Archon. Archon goes down. Roaches into the main. They get into the main base. 11 worker kills up to 12. 12 probes going down. Good economic damage. Alas, trading out these Archons as well. SortOf, he's trading well. Takes down the Archons, cripples the economy. 20 probes fall. And the Biles, they connect. Oh my god, they take down an Immortal. Yeah, nice wiggles here from SortOf. Is losing some ground though. Has to back off. Bleeding out a lot of Roaches. And Creator, he's all in. Creator, this one, he is all in. He lost far too much back at home. And Creator is committing to the counter-attack. And SortOf, can he hold? Can he survive? He's so close. Ooh, supply block though. Heavy supply block. The Miles! Oh my god, they take down the Prism. Very nice catch. Alas, Stalkers, they dive in. And SortOf, he has to back up. He has to get the hell out of here. Has to kite back. More Ravagers falling. Brutal losses for SortOf. Once again, pushing forward. Does need to be proactive. Another Queen falls. Just doesn't have enough roaches here. Yeah, not enough for SortOf. Has to pull away. Warpism was rebuilt. Creator, he's still committed. He has not made any probes. He's still on 47. Creator, he has not re-expanded. And SortOf has a hive. Vipers on the way. That's exactly what he needs here to take down that Colossus. Hiding back. Here comes out Warpism once again. Viper does need more time. Still just a very tense game state here. Now bearing in mind, SortOf, he has one Viper, just the one. He can't lose it. Don't lose it, baby, don't lose it. Viper's gathering energy. And he's gunning for the Colossus, the Archon, the Immortal. And if not all, likewise, pushing forward. Oh! Colossus coming in from behind. Colossus not quite in position, catching reinforcements. On the miles! They don't connect. Here goes SortOf, he is pushing, is almost maxed out. Viper, Blinding Cloud, takes down the Immortal. Immortal falls. Colossus coming in from behind. That's not really a part of this fight. And the Roach Ravager does push forward, takes down the Archon. Only Sork Germain. And does SortOf have enough. He's bleeding out a lot of supply. Yeah, the soup does lie here. The supply is plummeting. So many Roach Ravagers fall. Doesn't get Colossus. GG gets called. SortOf, he runs out of steam. And Creator, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. SortOf, he just could not break through that. The Stalkers, they traded so efficiently there against the Roach Ravager, and SortOf, his army just melted. His army just melted before the might of Creator. GG. GG, well played, but a very tense game. Very tense, very back and forth. Creator takes a lead. And with that, oh, we're jumping into game number 2. Jumping into game 2. Again, a very close game there. I mean, both players were all in the entire game. It was crazy. It's crazy. Where both players were staying on a very low economy. SortOf, if you remember, he had like, what, 56 drones. Likewise, Creator had like 47 probes. Just very low eco. But Creator had the more efficient army. Like, it's one of those things where I think SortOf, it was up like 30, 40, almost 50 army supply. But it's Roach Ravager. Like, it's like the soup lies. Like, the army supply is inflated. Roach Ravager, not very efficient. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. And we'll see if we can force the ace match or if the story ends here and now on Amygdala. Let's go. Yo, shout to Dash in the chat. Yeah, Papi. How'd your matches go? How did your matches go? So you were playing against Rebellion. Hope you played well. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed. Yo, you went to the ace match against Rebellion? That's crazy. Mate. Este Dash. GG. Impressive. So we are jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Leading the series 1-0, it is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg from land of Sweden, living in the land of South Korea, Farouk Gaming. It is SortOf. Go. What do you mean about inflated supply for roaches? Roaches, they take up more supply than, say, hydras, lings, or banelings. So the supply, so because they take up so much more supply, they're technically supply inefficient, or efficient, depending on how you look at it. And because of that, a maxed out army of Roach Ravager is actually smaller than and less efficient than a maxed out army of Ling Bane Hydra, for example. depending on the army that you're up against, one is more favorable than others. This is why typically as the game progresses, you want to get rid of your roaches. You want to trade out, and you want to transition out of them into a more efficient composition, like Hydra Lurker, for example, or more Ling Bane. Again, depends what you're up against. But that's why, like, we often say that, like, we go against the meme and we say the soup does lie, because you can be up like 30, 40, 50 supply, but if it's a Roach Ravager, it doesn't actually mean much. It's closer than it seems. But now we are now moving out. Went fine. I had the chance to end him, but I didn't push. It's okay. It's okay, Dash. It's okay. Like what happened versus Cristiano the other game. I threw the... That's all good. It's all good. It's good to hear that you're improving, Dash. It's good to hear. Very good to hear. GG, buddy. GG. Mate, you're playing against the big boys now. The big boys. But now they are going to be settling in. So if our hatch gas pool out of SortOf, nothing crazy. Likewise, we have our pylon thrown down once again for Creator. Once again, closer to the edge of the map. Once again, Twilight Council opener. Let's go. Now, last game, if you recall, this led into a DT-based opener, and honestly, SortOf played well. He did deflect and defend well against the Dark Templar, against the Archons afterwards as well. SortOf did have a good showing, and we'll see if he can replicate that. Assuming that it's going to be Dark Templar. Our eyes are on these gas geysers, and we do see here that we have pulled out of gas somewhat. I'm a little bit confused. there we go. It does pull out of gas. This should be Glaive Adepts. This, instead of Dark Templar, should be Glaives instead. Getting into 4 gateways, getting into a more aggressive start. Here we go. Glaives are on the way. And again, the sign here, or the tell, is that you pull out of gas. 2 and 2, 4 in total. If we stayed in, then it would be DTs. So he does pull out of gas. Setting up his 4 gates. Once again, this is not an all-in. This is not an all-in, but this does need to deal economic damage. Behind this, you do typically expand, get a 3rd base, transition into Immortals, and get ready for the Roach counterattack. We'll see if SortOf can figure out what exactly is coming his way. As for the time being, is getting a safety spore in the main. Spore is now done. Fanning out his Lings. With his Ling positioning, he's looking for the War Prism. Looking for that prism. There are more gates. Uh-oh. He pulls back in. He pulls back in. We are getting up to 6 gates. It's a 2-base all-in. Oh my god. So Creator, he's doubling down. He's doubling down. Extra gateways. Pulls back into gas. 3 and 3 once again, which means he is committing. Oh boy. Basically, this means he can afford more depths. And he will, as he throws down extra gateways. Creator's moving out. He can soon warp in 6 adepts at a time. There's 4, but again, 2 more gates on the way. And this is going to hit a lot harder. It's going to hit a lot harder. And do we have a Roach Warren? Roach Warren is done. We need Roaches. We need Roaches as soon as possible. But now, Lings are keeping up with the Adepts. Adepts are moving in. And here comes the warp in. Again, 6 Adepts at a time. SortOf, he hasn't seen this yet. SortOf is still squeezing out a couple of drones. SortOf. He's droning. Oh no. He's droning. He is droning up, and we're waiting for another warp in here for Creator. And here it comes. Oh boy. We're getting up to 20 adepts, and SortOf, he believes he's safe. He's droning up. He's not making roaches, which means that, I mean, these adepts, they can break through this. They can and they will. Yeah, they get on top of the army. Ravager goes down. Queens can be targeted as well. There are enough adepts. Yeah, every queen is going to fall. The adept printer has arrived. Oh, no. And with that, Creator is going to overwhelm. Just straight up, he's going to overwhelm here. Unfortunately, just a misread here by SortOf. He was expecting this to be a standard build. It was not. It was not 4 gates. It was 6. He thought it was safe. It was anything but safe, Backy. The Mess Adept has arrived. Breaks through the Roaches, the Ravagers, and the Lings, and with that, there's just not much left here to defend. He brought down every single queen. And Creator could push in towards the natural, but for now, playing it safe. Drops into the main, and he's going for the third. He's going for secure damage, knocks down the Roaches, takes down the Lings. GG gets called, and Creator, he will take the series 2-0 and advance on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Creator, as he will claim the series, will advance on. My condolences to SortOf. Again, SortOf, he did misread. He assumed it was just going to be 4-gate, just 4-gate glaives, which means you can get away with droning, which means there are less adepts, and you can get away with being greedy and cutting corners. Unfortunately, it was not 4 gates, it was 6 gates. It was basically a 2-base all-in out of Creator. He did not expand behind it, he did not tech up behind it either, just mass adept, and with that, he did catch SortOf droning. Did catch him droning in the end. GG, well played. GG, well played. Creator, he will claim the series. And my condolences to SortOf, but again, he played well for himself, making it here. And again, game 1 was really close. Game 1 was very close. Here in game 2, less so, but SortOf just, he wasn't aware of what was happening, right? He wasn't aware of the build, he wasn't aware of how aggressive Creator was being, so I don't blame SortOf whatsoever. Game 1 was a lot closer, a lot more back and forth. There's definitely a world where we could see an ace match between these two. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. And with that, Creator does advance on, and we have the entirety of the quarterfinals ready for us. Let's go. Let us go.